Welcome back everyone, I am the Depressed Eeyore and this is Final Fantasy Tactics 1.3. Alright, so I actually tried to record another part a while ago and I scrapped it because it went so poorly that it wasn't worth seeing. So this next area is filled with Chocobos. It's essentially, there's like, I don't know, like 12 Chocobos or something ridiculous that are around level 30, and Chocobos, if you haven't noticed, are rather powerful, as is majority of the monsters in this game. Their stats are incredibly high, so they hit really hard. And no matter what I did, I just ended up getting just overwhelmed every time. Now, this is, there's a few reasons why this happened, but I went ahead and took a look at my previous playthrough of this to see what exactly I did to get through this, which requires a little bit of context. So, on my previous playthrough, I didn't actually go to Dogula Pass first. I actually went and started doing the Golden Skull City side quest, which you might notice that there's now a red dot here. At this point, you can actually start doing side quests and to start progressing towards getting things like the Holy Dragon, getting Beowulf, and all of them. And on my previous playthrough, I went straight to doing that first, so I picked up Beowulf and went straight to the Coal City, and that's when I realized how awful this patch can really be. But we'll talk more about that later, but essentially I got stuck, and I went ahead and after I got really annoyed, so I leveled up to like level 60 before I actually started continuing on the story again. So the way I did it in the previous playthrough to get past Finath River was the fact that I was level 60 fighting level 30 Chocobos. Also, I think I had some other things that kind of helped me out as well. For one thing, Ramza was a bit tankier because he was a samurai and not a caster. But one of the biggest issues we have with our group, speaking of, we do have Beowulf. He's level 44. I did do some grinding. I was aiming for level 45, and I got most of the people to that, except for Chizak, because I've been using him. Ramza and the others are a little... Sorry, I'm doing something. There you go. Ramza's only at 42. Moshe's at 40, Kiyomi's level 41, and Agrius is level 43. But yeah, I picked up Beowulf. The reason we're able to pick him up is because right now he's a guest, so until he becomes an actual permanent party member, we don't have to worry too much. But he's a Temple Knight. Temple Knight's special ability is they have a lot of status effects that are instant cast, which are kind of neat. Unfortunately, in the side quest stuff, pretty much everything you fight there is immune to status effects. So his special ability is practically useless, as is Oracle's. But he did start out with gear equivalent to his level, which is these light robes and the crystal helmet we can buy. But the light robes is something we can, something a little unique that we can't get at shops yet. Speaking of light robes, one of the things I did while I was grinding is, originally I was grinding over here in Mandalia Plains, and in some cases it was actually kind of difficult because monsters are kind of ridiculous. But I eventually started going up to the Lanali Plateau from Garland Magic City over and over again. If you recall, there's a bunch of casters that you can run into, including you can also run into an ally pig. And the casters do scale with you, and their gear scales with you. So what ended up happening is I went ahead and just killed them, and then I would save state until they dropped chests rather than crystals, and then I save state until I got the item I wanted from them. So I ended up picking up a bunch of flash hats, a bunch of light robes. So flash hats are really high HP, decent MP, provides +1 magic, +1 speed. Light robes are plus 75 HP, plus 60 MP, and always regen. Some other things we also picked up were thief hats. Thief hats are not as good on HP, but they do cancel don't move, don't act, and they give +2 speed. So some of our Forge is now at 15 speed, thanks to the thief hat. I bought a few sprint shoes, and I also bought a bunch of throwing items for Forge. And I also bought, with what money I had left, I bought a bunch of katanas, so we can safely use draw out abilities. And I think that's about it. I did just today, I believe, I got some posts about Kiyomi wanting the Dragon Rod, which I was happy to do. While I was grinding, I had Oric have the Dragon Rod, and he was doing reasonably well. He actually hits rather hard with it. I mean, with 20 weapon power and 10 physical attack power, that's 200 base damage, which is not too bad with a chance of doing Bahamut. And since his attack power is not too shabby, I went ahead and gave him an Ivory Rod. So he's at least got decent attack power. It also gives him increased movement. Beyond that, I did teach him a bunch of new spells. He knows pretty much everything except for Gravity 2. The spells look really cool. They do various stats effects and all that good stuff, so pretty decent. Kiyomi is, of course, equipped with the Dragon Rod. I know there's been some thoughts about getting her to second Dragon Rod so I can dual wield them, because everyone's really obsessed with damage for some reason. But since this upcoming fight is rather brutal, if you don't have evasion, you know, that thing, I gave her a Platina Shield and an Elf Mantle. So she lost a little bit of magic power, or actually she lost a little bit of physical attack power in exchange for some actual evasion. Because like I mentioned, we're going up against Chocobos. And I guess a major change that's happened since we kind of started playing this game is a lot of people now have Hamado, and there's been lots of situations where Hamado does not help us at all. Hamado, now, compared to something like Counter, Hamado is amazing. I mean, Hamado, the bad thing about Counter is it relies purely on taking a hit, and then, you know, if you're in range, then countering. Hamado, you can actually interrupt attacks, which is nice, but you can only interrupt attacks that are within range of your weapon. So in most cases, it will not counter anything that has a range of 2, which is like, you know, spears. It also will not counter ranged attacks. It also will not counter magic. And also, just, you know, to top that off, even if it's on something that is, you know, something that will trigger Hamado, it's based off a Brave percent, which is about 60 to 70% depending on the character. And I've had some situations where Hamado has helped me, and I'm like, yay, Hamado! And then there's been situations like the one time there was an attack that actually can trigger Hamado, it didn't trigger. And so, yeah. I think out of everybody we have 1, 2... We only have 2 people, but one of them is someone we constantly use. So some of the Hamados have been kind of dropped, but yeah. Since, I guess one of the major things is not just Hamado, we dropped most of the default reactions that I had for people was Weapon Guard, which of course gives you physical evasion based off your weapon. And since everyone now has an actual reaction, with the exception of Chizad, because Chizad has not changed, we don't get the benefit from Weapon Guard anymore. And that means things like, you know, Agrius having a Materia Blade means her evasion has dropped, because Knight Swords are two-handed, so you can't have a shield. And that's why Kiyomi had low evasion as well. But anyway, I'm saying all this stuff because, like I said, monsters hit really hard, and most cases, Ramza can survive maybe one hit from a Chocobo before he dies from the second one. Actually, he might be able to pull off 3 now because he actually has better gear. But it's something to be aware of. So if you're really obsessed with like having a lot of stack towards a stat, it does leave you at a disadvantage. That's why eventually I was just like, you know what? Let's make Kiyomi a little bit tankier. She loses 1 attack power. She's no longer using a Knight Sword, but the Dragon Rod does more damage than pretty much every Knight Sword. And now her evasion's absolutely through the roof. With what she has right now, she has 72% evasion against physical from the front. And if she switches to Weapon Guard, she would have 90-something% evasion, because the Dragon Rod also has 20% evasion. And she also has 40% evasion against magic. So she has 428 HP and a bunch of evasion. So she's all ready to go. So I'm hoping that we can pull some stuff off here. Alright, anyway, sorry for all the ranting. I just wanted to point out, you know, some weaknesses our group has, which is a lack of evasion. Which, I mean, evasion is a die roll, no matter what, unless you really stack it a certain way. But I went ahead, I just made some gear changes for Kiyomi. I didn't stack as much, you know, attack. For the most part, her HP is still super tanky, and now she just has the evasion on top of that. Also, some characters that gave sprint shoes, because some of the other issues we had were speed. A lot of our casters are very slow, and so I was hoping to kind of mitigate that a little bit. So hopefully that will give us a little bit more time to actually, you know, deal with what's coming. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into this and see what happens. I think we'll be okay now that we, you know, took the time to kind of get better prepared. This fight was very frustrating. There were a few parts where I was like doing okay, and then I would just get critted. Like I would get crit, and like situations like Shun's HP restore, I was like, okay, cool. He could take a hit, get HP restore, get healed, but the game wouldn't even give me that much. They were just like, you know what? I'm just gonna crit you and kill you instantly, and so it's just been really frustrating. Anyway, so this fight's split in two, which makes it actually harder, not easier. And so for this fight, for one thing, I want to bring in Kiyomi. Have fun with that nonsense. Speed save? Yeah, we can do that. We'll do something like this and see what happens. I still think we're going to make some mistakes, but we'll see. And then over here... want Shun in the back. Did I get to mess around with Aegis yet? Aegis would be pretty good for this upcoming battle. Auric is not too bad. The only issue with Auric in this particular fight is like I could do some mass status effects, but there are two yellow Chocobos, and there's two yellow Chocobos and like think two black Chocobos, and they both know Choco Esuna, which cure status effects. So I think for this one, I would really like to do this, but I want someone tankier, I think. Or at least another character that can revive. That'll probably be best. Now, one of the mistakes I did on my scrap playthrough, or my scrapped recording of this, is I kept thinking Choco Ball was magic. It is not. It is physical. And it has all the things about physical on it. And it also shows that freaking Chocobos have really high physical stats. They do have an attack that is magical based, at least two of them do. There's Choco Meteor, which is done by the red Chocobos, and is 100% accurate. And then the other one is the green Chocobos, which you can't get normally, which have Choco Quake. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to cast Life Song. And they're still pretty fast. So this guy's gonna do okay, Choco Ball. So yeah, these things are level 30, and there's a lot of them. There's the green Chocobos, which have defense up, and they do a bunch of earth attacks, and they're healed by earth. There's also a dark Chocobo, which is in the middle there, that also has physical up. Or physical defense up, and they also have like spells like Death and Demi, which if I get hit with Death, I'm just gonna call it and scrap it, probably. Okay, looks like that's Demi. Oh, there's also a white Chocobo, you know, as if there's not enough nonsense coming at you. Thank you for the speed save. Did it trigger the first time I got hit? I don't think it did. So yeah, there's just a ton of them. They don't have a lot of HP. Well, they actually have pretty decent HP. I'd say not a lot in comparison to the side quest, which has, I don't know, 600 HP. Alright, looks like it only triggered once. That's a little annoying. Yeah, it only triggered once. Oh well. Anyway. Life Song's gonna hit before Demi 2. That's super annoying. So there's a good chance Agrius is kind of screwed. Alright. Well, here's the red Chocobos. As you can see, they have 25 magic attack, 13 physical attack, 1424 here. $13.27. They have just tons of high. They have ridiculously high stats. White Chocobos, of course, know how to put you to sleep. Regular Chocobos can heal. It's all bad all the time. So what we can try to do is try to kill this thing before it wrecks us. Chances are it ain't gonna happen though. Because I would have to somehow get this thing killed in one hit, and there's no way I'm gonna be able to do it. I'll tell you what, I'm going to assume that this is not gonna work. I'm gonna cast full life on you and fall back. Let's go away from the swarm. No, actually, I will stay with the swarm. Also, I'll say that Meat Bone Slash has not been very helpful for Agrius at all. Hasn't really done anything for her. Anyway, I do have Lightning Stab. Oh, I could have killed it. I thought I was not going to be able to do that much damage. Oh, it's because of the other stuff. Alright. I can try to stasis sword it. I could try to silence it. Will silence actually work? Well, it worked on him. Snowwind and Tespi. You're Snowwind and you're Tespi. They're the black Chocobos are the slowest. How much does Cyclops do? 228. Sagittarius. Okay, so that's with good compat. Alright, I'm a little concerned about getting hit with freaking Chocobo nonsense, but there's not much I can do. Alright, not Cyclops, Bahamut. So I'll hit all of them. Here's Demi 2. Oh wow, it actually missed. Well, that was a little wasteful, because that means that Life 2 is not going to do anything. Lifelong will hopefully keep us up for now. Okay, 240 damage with a Dragon Rod. Alright, Kiyomi's gonna hopefully draw some fire. 42% chance to hit. There we go. That's your job. Block everything. God, that's so much damage. 168 damage. That is insane. For right now... you can stay in place, actually. Bahamut. Okay, dark Chocobo's down, yellow's down. Some heavy wounding. Too bad full life is not going to do anything. That's okay. Okay. I was really going to be getting annoyed with that. Kept repeating. Alright. Agrius is in trouble. She's not going to survive another hit, even with the life song active. Alright, so that guy's doing Choco Quake to heal his buddy, because they are healed by Earth. Honestly, I'm fine with that, because that means they're not attacking us. Too bad. Here comes a red Chocobo, which is gonna just Choco Meteor. Wish I had HP restore right about now. Choco Ball. Alright, you did pretty good. What happened there? That was pretty good. Fortunately, she was just about to have an action, but now that's not going to happen. I know the sound's repeating, I apologize. Shun's coming after this? Oh wait, this is Shun's turn. After this, it's going to be Life Song again, which will heal up some more people. Just gonna shift around a little. You're gonna Choco Quake me, that's fine. Okay, red Chocobo coming in. Choco Meteor, which can't miss. Wow, they're just all ganging up on her. Choco Ball. Thank you for blocking it. I'm glad he didn't do Choco Meteor again. Alright, I need to get her back up. So let's see what we can do. Life and full life. Snowwind and Tespe would get an action if I allowed that. And Tespe can reach me. Hands down. Yeah, definitely. So what we just want to do is just get her back up. Just focus with what we got. Alright, so 1, 2, 3. Alright, summon magics. All of this goes off before everything else. They Bahamut you? We sure can. If we do this, we'll hit that many of them. $182. Yellow Chocobo's dead, so that's good. I'm pretty sure we can pull off your combat. Regular. It's the 13th sign, huh? That doesn't tell me anything. That's something new. Alright. Then in this case, we're gonna go here, at least ensures that we kill one Chocobo. Also, the silence did not stop that Choco from doing Choco Quake. And we're just gonna retreat this way, away from everybody else. Okay. Alright. Comets hit. It's hard to see. Okay, that will hit that one. White Chocobo will be dead. I would like to take out that red as well. Oh, actually I could take out the red down here. Will we get a heal off? We'll get one heal off. Alright, let's split their forces. Okay. Oh, it didn't kill that one. I was expecting a little bit more. That's okay. Did that make you do Choco Esuna? Nope, you're just gonna attack. 47%. Nice. This is what shields can do, people. 160 something damage, so that's ridiculous. She's probably gonna go down again. There's not much I can do about it. And I'm out of range for doing anything else, really. Tell you what, we're just gonna shift on over this way. Oh, thank you, Life Song. Awesome. This is gonna get Kiyomi some much needed health. You're gonna go and heal that Chocobo, I'm assuming? Yep. Probably gonna go and heal his buddies. Yep. I'd rather them heal each other than freaking AoE me. Choco Meteor. Agrius is tanking him like a champ. Alright, I get an action. I actually get an action. We're taking advantage of that. Holy Sword, Lightning Stab. There we go. And you just stay in place, that's fine. Only 5 more to go, guys. God, there's so many of them. Alright, so there's Choco Quake. Not much I can do about it. But just in time for me to do another revive. How close are you? You just acted, so we'll do a full life on. Do we need a full life? Life Song will trigger before that, so okay. Yeah, we'll do just a regular life spell. And we'll stay in place. Alright. Thankfully, thanks to the flash hats and light robes, we actually have a lot more MP now. Now, the the light robes don't give any plus magic like the wizard robes do, but you know, it was a worthy sacrifice in this case. All right. Can I pull off another Bahamut? I can pull off a Cyclops if I wanted to. All right. I don't think I can make it over there. Also, the move MP up is always, you know, pretty handy. So yeah, I can hit all of them, and this will not kill you. You are annoying. Jeez, you're durable. Do you have any, like, weaknesses? What about Sylph? Nope. Well, at the very least, I can wound the other one. Alright, Bahamut it is. I think Cyclops does more damage, but it doesn't have as big of an AoE as Bahamut. Okay. So we're back to this again. I can work on those Chocobos if I want to. They have defense up though, so that's not exactly the best decision for me. I can try taking out that guy, or I could continue working on this. Can't one-shot you. Chain Lightning? I can Chain Lightning you though. Zap. I think Kiyomi's back to full life already. She almost got focused down with Choco Meteors, but now she's completely fine. Alright, we're gonna move to the side so he doesn't get evasion. I'll say that if I didn't have evasion on Kiyomi, or heck, even that small amount of evasion that we had on Agrius, we would have been just overwhelmed. Speed save, thank you. Also, since my casters now actually have, you know, a lot more HP, things like speed save are a little bit more useful now. Speed save, thank you. Oh, do hit me again. Oh, that was enough damage. Oh well. At least I get to revive someone else now. 1, 2. Okay, so we just need to move over 2. Yay for support casting. Yeah, only 80 damage. Now I do have talk skills, but talk skills don't work against monsters unless you are a mediator or you have the monster talk support ability, which we have equipped armor, so that won't help us. No point in switching songs at this point. I just might as well just get the HP. And 71 HP per tick is per song is not too bad. a lot better than it was in the other game, or in the unpatched version. Alright, good Cyclops, which will almost kill a bunch of things. And Bahamut. There we go. That's a thing that'll work. It's not as much damage, but it's better than nothing. And I might as well keep moving so I can get 18 MP back each time. Hope you're not tired of seeing Bahamut. It's pretty decent. It does okay damage. It's non-elemental, and it has 4 tile radius, or 4 range radius, or whatever it is. There you go. Some good damage there. Shun will get an action before. How close are you to death? Okay, we got this. Oh, I'm an idiot. I went into deep water. Oh, that was my bad. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and break the song anyway and kill this guy. Shun the opportunist. So yeah, that kind of messed me up a little. That's okay. Hit you with lightning stab, or I can go holy explosion. Oh, confused. So I was gonna do Choco Quake, but can't get anybody. Alright, well, in the meantime, I'll go ahead and do Chain Lightning. Alright, that fight went a lot better when you have evasion. Now, I always thought that Choco Ball was magic based, but I looked it up, and knowing it was physical made it actually easier, because it's easier to get physical evasion than it is to get magic. Anyway, what can we do? Can we summon in time? Nope, Snow One's gonna go first. I can cast slow on you, but that's not gonna do anything. I could Demi you. Yeah, it's not worth it. We'll just wait. Well, actually, yeah, just wait. You would be dead if I forgot about the deep water in this area. Yeah, if you're in too deep of water, you won't actually be able to take actions. Monsters generally can avoid this because they're too big. Hey, treasure box. More treasure boxes. Eye drops, I don't care. Come on, now's not the time to stutter. You're doing so well before. Alright, give me a moment. See, every time. Just when I was about to cut off the recording. Oh, now it just mocks me. Okay, it fixed itself. Fine by me. Chain Lightning. Despite Ramza being purely reviving people throughout majority of the fight, he was still able to get 2 kills because there were so many things to kill in this fight. Alright. Honestly, we didn't need the extra levels, it looked like. Because the levels didn't really make that much of a difference. But what did matter was changing up the gear a little bit, and also just getting better gear. Getting the flash hats and the light robes definitely helped make our casters a little bit more durable. At the cost of a little bit of spell power. Alright, so we're almost to Zeltinia Castle. I don't remember anything about Zeltinia Castle. Something tells me it's something I want to hate, because I know this chapter involves fighting that stupid Elmdor or whatever his name is again. And the second time you fight him is far more annoying. Anyway, I I haven't really been showing off too much as far as progress. Motion can learn a new spell. I think this is the first time we've actually kind of shown off a lot more summoning power, which is nice. Let's grab Titan. Kiyomi did fantastic. That was really good evasion. Aegis does tons of damage with her Materia Blade. I'm not a big fan of Meat Bone Slash. For the same reason, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the close range required reactions, like Hamado. Even though Hamado costs 1,000 job points, hasn't really. I mean, it was okay in the beginning because we fought a lot of things that actually did, you know, close range attacks. But in the case of Meat Bone Slash, it has to be a close range attack that has to wound you and bring you to critical. And even then, it's only a 71% chance of triggering. So I think I would probably suggest the first whoever owns Agrius to maybe consider a different ability. We do have tons of options as far as reactions. There's of course Weapon Guard, which is just that it makes your your evasion go onto your come from your weapon, which will just be 30% physical evasion. Anything else besides that? The counter throw doesn't really do much, but it does react to pretty much everything. Auto potion makes it so you use the lowest potion you have available every time you get hits. This can be pretty good if you make sure as long as you ensure that your lowest potion is, you know, your best potion. So if you have nothing but mega potions, this would essentially give you a chance to get 150 HP back every time you get hit. Counter has the same issues as Hamado. Speed save, of course, allows you to get additional speed every time you get hit. Arrow guard makes it so you have really high evasion against arrows. And let's see, Monk. HP restores every time you hit critical. There's a brave % chance that you'll go back to full health. Usually we don't see this triggered too much because the people that do have HP restore usually didn't have very much HP. Regenerator is exactly what Arya has, which sometimes helps, sometimes it's not as useful. Counter magic, of course, allows you to reflect any magic back at somebody. Of course, you still take the hit from the spell. Critical quick, every time you hit critical stay out status, there's a 70% brave % chance that you'll instantly have an action. Caution just makes you defend. Catch allows you to catch thrown items. Gil Game Heart lets you get Gil whenever you take damage. Finger Guard gives you high resistance to mediator abilities. Absorb used MP allows you to get MP back for magic spells that hit you. Counter Flood lets you counterattack with a actual elemental attack, which can be pretty useful. Dragon Spirit, of course, gives you re-raise. And then there's Physical Attack Save, which will increase your physical attack, very much like Speed Save, every time you get hit. And MP Switch is where there's a brave % chance that you'll take damage to your MP rather than your HP. So that's pretty much the gist of it. I just wanted to go ahead and show off some of the reactions that are available. Because like I said, Meat Bone Slash probably is not doing anything for you right now. Speed Save's not too bad now that Moshe is a little bit tankier, so not too shabby there. Also, I might as well take a look at support abilities. Attack Up definitely makes Agrius pretty much a powerhouse, especially now that she has a Knight Sword. There's only one Knight Sword that we can get access to that's stronger than the Materia Blade, and I believe that's the Save the Queen. Anyway, over here, Moshe's got Speed Save, which has been pretty decent, as long as it triggers. Short Charge, of course, speeds up his spellcasting. Kiyomi's got Hamado, which didn't really help us in this fight, and usually doesn't help us in many of the fights anymore, but Attack Up definitely does a lot of extra damage with that Dragon Rod. And she does have decent magic attack for a character that's mostly physical, so the Bahamut triggers is not too bad. And Black Magic, it is a ranged attack. I usually just do Chain Lightning or Frog, but sometimes maybe I'll cast a different spell if the opportunity presents itself. Now, if you want me to switch out of evasion gear and shields, let me know. If you really just want to do raw damage and get blown to pieces by every attack that comes your way, because it will always hit, by all means speak up. I don't really mind it too much. At this point, I mean, there's one more chapter after this, but at this point I'm probably going to just change things as they come along. Whenever you guys speak up. I might be a little ahead a few videos, but if I get any inputs, I'll definitely change it. Shun's doing decent. The equip armor makes him a lot tankier. HP restore is pretty good, it's just I've been having really bad luck with him getting it to trigger. Talk skills are good as long as you're not fighting monsters. Unfortunately, most of the stuff we've been fighting that's been giving me trouble are monsters. Arya hasn't changed much. 2 swords does allow for quad hits with katanas, and then Regenerator, it works as long as you don't get just absolutely just blitzed. If you get blitzed, Regenerator is not going to save you. But it does allow you to get back health, you know, besides just relying on everyone else healing you or spinning around using a potion. Chizad's pretty much the same as always. Forge. Critical quick is it's triggered a few times. I'm not sure how useful it is. I mean, I guess it's useful in the case that, hey, if you get hit, you can quickly get out of dodge. But he does have 15 speed now, so he goes pretty fast. Concentrate, I definitely recommend over attack up, simply because Concentrate makes your attacks super reliable. It makes not only your regular attacks more reliable, it makes all your throws 100% accurate as well. And having reactable Tomberry knives means you can just keep hitting with those 25% chances to instant death. Elemental is almost a little redundant on Forge. Simply because if you have Concentrate, that means your throw is always going to hit anyway, and throw has longer range and tends to do about the same amount of damage. Elemental damage is based off physical and magic attack, and Forge unfortunately has rather low magic attack. And that's because, you know, ninjas aren't usually known for their magic. But it does have a 20 or 25% chance to cause status effects, so it does give him at least that sort of extra versatility, I guess you can say. Gear-wise, of course, I'm favoring speed over everything, because ninjas are ninjas. Didn't really get to show off Aaron too much this fight. Attack up makes it so her silk hits really hard whenever I use it. The bad part about it is I have to take her into melee range in order to use the silk, which can be a bit of trouble. Physical attack save can be useful if she's taking hits, but she doesn't actually have a lot of HP to support that. Punch arts don't really help her too much. Well, punch arts give her some support abilities, I guess you can say, but as you may know, as long as it's support abilities are only good if you're on flat terrain. But you know, having things like chakra and stuff is actually pretty damn useful, simply because of the HP and MP regaining and stuff like that. Also, it hits multiple targets. Auric, I haven't really got this shown off too much, unfortunately, but short charge makes his spells actually go rather quick. Counter Flood's actually been really good. Counter Flood's kind of like a default almost at this point, simply because it triggers off of everything and it tends to do okay damage as long as it's not an element that heals the target. Elemental gives him at least another ranged option besides planar magic, because unfortunately his only offensive spells, his only damaging spells for planar magic are rather slow. But he does have reasonably good attack power, so using things like the Avri Rod is not too shabby, as long as you're not too concerned about evasion. And Ramsay hasn't really changed much. Magic attack up makes his magic spells do tons of damage, or his healing spells do a lot more compared to other people. Hamado has saved his butt a few times, but of course Hamado has its restrictions, which has been kind of catching up to us at this point. Black magic and white magic kind of gives him good variety as far as spells are concerned. I definitely don't really have any complaints. I know there's been some discussion about switching him to a Sage. If you want me to switch him to a Sage, just let me know. Just let me know what the secondary is going to be. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Sorry for maybe a longer video, but I wanted to go ahead and give a little thorough feedback about what's kind of what everyone's situation is in. I think switching out some characters for some evasion, I think, helped out a lot. I do like how some people did change classes. I've seen Lancers and Samurai like a million times from my previous playthroughs, where I had people vote. So it's nice to kind of see some variety. At this point, we kind of, yeah, I think everyone's kind of a different thing now, which is nice. We don't have any duplicate classes, and most of the roles are not really redundant, so I don't have any issues there. As always, we do have some access to some characters, including eventually Beowulf, if we ever get through his side quest stuff. So by all means, let us know. Hitoshi's stats are pretty damn good as well, so if anyone's interested in becoming a Death Knight, assuming there's other viewers besides the people that are voting, by all means speak up, because eventually I'm going to run out of time and I'm not going to be able to grind anymore. So, I am the Depressed Eeyore. This was Final Fantasy Tactics. See you guys later.